What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Andre, the host of our channel. Today, I got a ratchet in my hand, the 3/8 ratchet in my hand, because we are going to learn how to use this today to change my car's oil. And I want to make a vlog about this because a lot of supporters of this channel, a lot of the people that follow me on Instagram have asked me to do a DIY how to change your oil. And I honestly challenge all of you guys to do it, because instead of taking your car to a mechanic shop and paying like $100 for it, or taking your car to a dealership and paying $300 for it, it's so easy to do on your own. I'm going to show you guys step by step how to do it, how easy it is. If you guys need my help or advice on how to do it on your specific car, slide into my DMs, leave a comment below. I will absolutely love to help you guys out because it's so easy. And I hate myself wasting money, and I hate to see all of you guys wasting your money too. Your hard-earned money shouldn't be going to waste for no reason at all. My car takes 11 quarts of oil. I'm gonna put about 10 in first and check my dipstick, make sure I don't have any old oil sit at the bottom. If I do, it's okay, it's just gonna be a trace of it. But really important, ladies and gentlemen, that you all check your oil on a regular basis. I would suggest checking your oil out every time you go to the gas station to fill up gas, because if your oil is running low, or if your oil is like disgustingly black and dirty, you can do a lot of damage to your car's engine. And what seems to be like a repetitive expense, an oil change, could be a detrimental expense to your engine if you mess it up. So in my case, my oil change cost me about $110. You figure the oil that I use is called Pennzoil. It's right over here. It's a 040 weight, and it's exclusively recommended for SRT vehicle engines right down here. So this is approved for my car, okay? And obviously my car's an SRT. So SRT engine, maybe not, I don't know, whatever, who cares? But it is approved because the dealership said that's the oil I need to use. So if something goes wrong with my engine, the dealership can't say, well, you used the wrong oil, so we're gonna void your warranty out. Not gonna happen, not today at least. So my car uses that special type of oil. Each quart is about $8. I've got 11 quarts of oil, so you figure that's gonna cost me $88. Now, I do add a substance into my oil. It's made by a company called Lucas. We are gonna go take a drive down to the shop down the street, and I'm gonna buy that product for you guys and show you guys what it is, and have the rep over there explain to us all what it does. It's a very good substance to add into your oil. It's an agent that thickens it and makes it last a little bit longer, so I did want to add that into it as well, just to show you guys what I do with my specific oil change. And so we're gonna dive right into it, guys. So first and foremost, you gotta have a tool. You can buy this tool for like $5. It's not a big deal. You gotta have a floor jack to lift your car up. Definitely have jack stands, because last time I didn't use a jack stand, you guys gave me heat for it, as I deserved, because we wouldn't want anything happening with this car falling on me while I'm below it, and I would have died. So thank you guys all for getting mad at me. It really snapped some sense into my mind and made me feel like I have a lot of friends out there, which I know I do. All of you supporters are awesome friends of mine. Let's dive right into it. I'm gonna jack the car up for all of us here, and we're gonna get started on how to do an oil change. So really excited about this experiment. I really want you guys to do it yourselves. Encouraging you all to learn how to do oil changes, because it doesn't make sense to me at all to pay somebody money to do what you all can do on your own. So let's jump into it. We're gonna jack this car up quite high, put the jack stands on. All right, and you always want to make sure your jack stand, or excuse me, your floor jack is on the right point. As you guys can see, there's that thing down there, and that's my jack point on my car. Now, here's my jack stand right over here. As you guys can see, this needs to go right over there. What the hell is this? Oh, nothing. So this needs to go right over here. And what I like to do, people have their own style, I actually like to lower the jack onto the where the car meets the jack stand. And the reason for that is because in the worst case scenario, where the car decides to fall, I don't want it to fall abruptly on this jack stand, and then the jack stand fall over, and that defeats the entire purpose of the stand. So this is what I do, you guys. Check it out. I'm gonna lower it slowly. And let it sit on the stand. Okay, so now, as you guys can see, it's centered, right? So let me pull it down a little bit more, show you guys what it looks like from the side profile. You guys can't get mad at me this time, I'm using jack stands. It's sitting perfect. So if my jack fails, this is gonna hold my car up. All right, so that's really important to do. It's all about safety, you guys, and nothing else is important except the livelihood of ourselves. So the jack stand is on, the jack is looking good. I've got plenty of room down there to slide down with my little rolling bed. I think it's called a crawler or some crap like that. And we're gonna get this oil drained out. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a refill on it and change the filter as well. So stand by for that. All right, guys, we're gonna slide underneath the car. I'm gonna take you guys with me. This is what you call an oil drain pan. So this guy right here fills up with oil, and this is the spout where we drain it out of. And yeah, it's great. We'll see how this thing works too. Okay, let's position this correctly. We are gonna undo, let me show you guys what this drain plug looks like. So that's our drain plug right there. That bolt, once I undo that bolt, oil is gonna pour out of there and it's gonna fall hopefully into this pan. I hope I don't miss, otherwise we're gonna have a mess on our hands, but you know, let's see what we can do. I've done this before, so I think I've got it leveled pretty well. Sorry guys, don't mean to take you guys on a roller coaster here, but that's what we're gonna get today, a roller coaster. All right, let's go. Let's open this guy up. When you guys retighten this bolt, it's important not to do it too tight because it will tighten over the course of your between oil changes because obviously it gets hotter and you don't ever want this to get jammed, because if you do, then you got to drill out, you got to remove your entire oil pan. That's a disaster. So we don't want to ever over tighten it. I can't promise you that I didn't already do that. So let's see. Oh, it's perfect. Not bad, not bad, not bad. You don't want to under tighten it obviously, but you certainly don't want to over tighten it. So it's gonna pour out of here. Gotta be quick, otherwise it's gonna be like a mess.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
There we go. That was nice. That was nice. Now the oil's gonna drain out of here. It's gonna pour out, and all will be well. All right, dude, so the oil has drained out, and that right there is our oil filter. So sometimes, you know, this filter gets on quite tight, so you have to have an oil filter removing tool. I don't like to over tighten this at all because it could be a real headache to get it off. So I'm gonna twist this thing off with my hand, and it will come off just fine because I know I didn't over tighten it. Oftentimes, this could be a nightmare to get off if you guys over tighten it. They say tighten it with your hand so you can untighten it with a tool, but sometimes shops like to over tighten it with a tool, and it becomes a real damn hassle. So this will slip right off. I'm not even concerned about it. So I'm going to use my both hands to get this thing twisted off. New filter just spins right on. Make sure that the rubber gasket is not stuck to the actual metal that this filter goes onto. That could create a gap, a small gap in between the filter and the actual piece of metal, and that will make it leak. So you want to make sure you clean that area off and get that little rubber gasket off for sure. Otherwise you're gonna have some problems. But I'm gonna twist this off, so it's gonna require both hands. We've got the bolt back on over there because we've drained all of the oil. It looks like I gotta tighten it up. I just put it on by hand. I'm gonna use my ratchet, my 3/8 ratchet for it. It's a 13 millimeter for my car. Could be different for your car, but for the most part, this is all you need to do from underneath the car. You gotta pull that plug over there that you saw the oil pouring out of. You got to change this guy over here, put a new one on it, and then you go to the top of the car and you fill up the oil. So let me take this thing off and I'll get back with you guys. All right, my dudes, so basically I went underneath the car. I just rolled my butt out from underneath of it. We took that bolt out of that metal thing. That metal thing is called your oil pan, and that bolt is called the drain plug. So we removed the drain plug out of the oil pan. All the oil shot out, as you guys saw. And then once it was done shooting out, I actually changed the oil filter. In my case, I know how much I've tightened it where I don't need to use an oil filter moving tool. I've done this quite a few times, so I know exactly what pressure to put with my hand for it to be locked in. I did get the new filter on there, so it's on great. The gasket, the rubber gasket was removed. So in this case, when I took the filter off, the gasket stayed on. I had to not check that, and I put the filter back on, the new filter on. There would have been two gaskets, and what that does is that it creates a space, as I mentioned, and that would have ruined everything because I would have started driving. It would have had an oil leak, oil pressure may have dropped, and also would have had a mess underneath my car. So luckily I was able to catch that other gasket. I took the gasket off, and now we're ready to fill up the oil. So I've already put in about 6 quarts of oil to my car. I'm gonna add in another 4 quarts right over here. That'll put me at 10. My car does take 11 quarts of oil, but I like to add 1 quart of an additive. It's basically a thickening agent that helps the longevity of my oil change. Now when I say that, I mean, you know, I change it about 1,500 miles or so. And the reason I add is because it's a thickening agent that helps lubricate the motor under heavy loads. So in my case, I run nitrous, as you guys know, and anyone that has a force inducted car, I highly recommend you guys also use this additive agent into your oil change. It's 1 quart, so I think it costs about 20 bucks or so. Bringing my oil change to a whopping $110, $120 in that range. Now, if I'm not very strict with my oil change and I'm not very disciplined with changing it on time or checking my oil, this car wouldn't be able to run the way it does, as frequent as it does, and as efficiently as it does. As you guys know, I beat up this car quite a bit. The car will be as good to you as you are to it. So, you know, problems will arise, but if you can mitigate any of those risks by doing a small oil change, a couple thousand less miles than you should be doing, it could really help save the longevity of the engine. So please make sure you guys check your oil. I'm gonna take you guys on the field trip with me to O'Reilly's automotive shop, and we're gonna go buy that additive and add it to my motor right now. All right, so we're just gonna pour the oil in here, make sure it drains all the way through. Don't make a mess with it, of course. That one's done. Okay, all right, that's the 8th one going in. Okay, so obviously, you guys, it's really important to do this on a regular basis. Don't get lazy with it. It is the longevity of your engine, and in most cases, your engine is the most valuable component of your entire car's drivetrain. I know some cars have really expensive transmissions and this and that, and those transmissions sometimes cost more than engines do. But for your traditional car, your engine is like your car's heart. And if you don't want your heart to fail, you don't want your engine to fail. So we are wrapping up here with our quarts of oil. This is number 10 going in right now, right over here. And we will be on our way to buy that additive that I was talking about. So let's get on our way, guys. And so before we go anywhere, obviously you got to take this out. Obviously you got to check your oil. Whoopsie. All right. Because I have OCD. I don't know if that's good or bad, or doesn't matter, but now it's straight. So now we can proceed. And you obviously have to lower your car. You guys notice that jack stand is still there? Look at that nice carbon fiber wing. Way to go, Mercedes, way to go. That comes factory on the performance package. Look at that jack stand. You guys will be so proud of me. All right, so we're gonna lift this up a little bit to release the jack stand, okay? And the jack stand is released. We had enough room to take it out. And we are going to slowly lower the floor jack, because if it falls abruptly, it may slip off the jack point and screw up the car. It might slip off here and hit the panel and crush your car, which I've seen happen. It's pretty ugly to see that happen. So we're gonna go as slow as possible, no hurry. That might be a little too slow, but it's okay. It's more of an emphasis on it, you know? And now the car's low. Look at that. I'm gonna go put this back, check the oil. You guys obviously have to make sure that when you check the oil, you're checking when your car's on a level surface. Otherwise, it's gonna be tilted forward or backwards, and you're not gonna get a correct reading with your dipstick. So we're gonna do that in 1 second, and then we'll be on our way to the shop to pick up that fluid I was talking about. All right, you guys, so I am going to check my oil level by pulling out my dipstick. So this is my dipstick. It does say engine on it with the little oil logo. So this is the engine oil, okay? So on some cars it's orange, some cars it's yellow, other cars I've seen green. And I guess there isn't really a color specific, but it's something that it's pullable, it's accessible, and you can see it pretty much at point blank. Some cars kind of hide it for some reason, but yeah, this is how you check your oil. So you got to grab a little napkin. You know, you have a peak right over here, and one side of the stick will actually show some grooves or some kind of a pattern. I don't know if the camera will show it in this one, but my grooves and my pattern are right there. It's a bunch of X's, and there's a word that says safe. There you go. You guys can see the X's there and the word safe right there to your right of the screen. If that part of the dipstick is lubricated, well, then that means that you've added enough oil a safe amount of oil to drive your car. And obviously it says safe. Now, this on my stick, it does say check with vehicle level, see owner's manual for oil type, and fill instructions. Every car's owner's manual will tell you, but there's a small website that some of you guys may have heard of called Google. That will also tell you. So if you just Google the year, make, model, and write oil capacity, it'll pop right up, and it's not rocket science to figure that out. Each of those things that I filled up are a quart. This car takes 11 quarts. We put 10 quarts because we're gonna add 1 quart of the additive to make it 11, and you don't wanna overfill your motor at all. This will say safe. It's a little bit lower than I want it to be, only because we haven't added that 1 additional quart. So if you look right over here, oh, there's a good angle. You could see the lubricant on the stick over here, the dipstick. Clean up your minds, you guys. I don't mean that. Oh! Ew, dude! Here you go. It's safe. It shows it's glossy here. And the lubricant is on the stick at a safe point. Get your mind out of the gutter, I said. So we're gonna pop this dipstick back in. We're gonna shoot over to the shop, and we're gonna add that 11th quart of oil, and off we go. All right, you guys, so we are headed over to the auto parts store here in Glendale. We are going to meet up with a person who I happen to meet through the car community / YouTube. So YouTube, if the CEO of YouTube is listening to this, which I highly doubt.
No, definitely not.
Thanks for making a friend for me. So William actually saw the vlog of my brother helping me with my stud that I messed up on my wheel hub, and he said, doesn't he work at a shop in Glendale? And I said, yeah, he does. He says, no way, he buys parts from us. I said, oh, in a small world. So he told me the shop that he works at, and I told him I'd swing by one of these days, visit him with the Viper while he's at work. So I'm on my way to visit William. William, I'm almost there. I hope that you're not in your lunch break or anything, otherwise I'm gonna have to come back when you are there. So I'm pulling in just 1 second, and we are going to do a video bomb on Mr. William while he's at work. I hope he doesn't mind. It looks like they opened the door for me. What is up, brother? How's it going, man? How are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
This is William.
What's up, guys?
I'm Andre, as you guys know.
What's up?
I did tell you guys I was gonna bomb him at work, but he was expecting me. He came out and opened a door for me, and it's like a grand entrance here. Look at this. This is great.
The suited racer, man.
Yeah, man, we're here.
Sheesh.
How do you like the wing? I just did this.
I like the wing.
So I left this part exposed carbon. The wing is actually carbon, and it followed the black stripe. I wanted to kind of fill the gap here, so I think it did a good job doing it. It came out pretty clean.
Nice without the wing too, and you took it off. It looks pretty good.
Just raw without it?
Control on that turn though?
I did.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Wiggled out a little bit. I got scared, so I had to put it back on. It happens. You know it happens.
Nah, I like the license plate like that.
Oh yeah, that was a custom job.
APX?
APX, yeah, APX Motorsports. I don't know if I'm gonna get hassled by the cops for that yet or not, but you know, it looks good, so we're gonna try it until we do get hassled. Somebody told me like the plates have some kind of reflective spray on them, so when at nighttime
so they can see.
the camera can flash you. So if it's wrapped, it won't have the reflective. So if any cops are watching this, scratch that, okay? Scratch that.
You didn't see anything, right?
Yes, sir.
Whose SDK is that?
Mine.
Dude, that's a sweet car, man.
What's up, man?
Wow, how's it going? I'm Andre.
Roman, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Roman. Wow, look at this thing. Full carbon roof. Wow. This is sweet. White wheels, carbon top. What kind of top is that? Mugen. Sweet. Wow. This is nice, man. Super clean. So this is the one that revs to like 8,000.
8,300.
8,300, yeah.
I actually just picked up the car today.
No way.
Yeah, I got the flares put on.
Oh, so you've owned it before. This isn't the first day you've had the car.
Oh, no, bro.
Oh, okay.
I had it for like almost 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 4 years.
Wow. No, it looks great. This is a beautiful car. Paint's original too?
Yeah.
Cherry. Literally. All right, guys, so I'm here with William, and William is going to explain to us what this magical stuff right over here does for our car, especially my car with nitrous. So William, what is this stuff, and do you recommend me using this for my current setup? And also, should the supercharged and turbocharged guys consider using this too for their cars.
Yeah, so this right here is gonna stop your dry starts, you know, stop warren, especially you pushing all that nitrous in here. It's gonna definitely help cool the engine, help everything out, especially when you said you got that watery oil. Help thicken it up, you know, help it last a little longer.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth a shot. So
it says right here, eliminates dry starts, and basically this helps the lubrication of the motor. And without lubrication, your motor will die. We don't want it to die, otherwise you guys get no more content. So we're gonna keep it going. So William's gonna hook it up here today. Thank you so much, Will. I really appreciate the explanation. You guys should all look into this stuff. It is good stuff, and it's only about 11 bucks, 12 bucks, so it's well worth it. Helps save you a motor that's gonna cost you 30, 40 grand in my case. So. All right, so we're about to pour this stuff in. Actually, I just poured it in. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I already poured it in. I was really anxious to get my oil change done, and we popped it right in. Luckily, since I forgot my funnel at my house, I didn't have any spills around the engine or the covers, so everything's looking clean. Yeah, if you read over here, it says, you know, cools and quiets engine and gearboxes, seals worn cylinders to slow oil consumption. And you know, a lot of high performance cars these days, they naturally burn oil. It's not a bad thing per se. It's not like there's an oil leak. They just burn oil, so this is supposed to help with all that. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing how my car performs on this with the substance in it. We'll see if the car actually burns less oil. Typically I would fill up about a half a quart of oil to 1 quart of oil in between oil changes just to top it off. You know, like I said, it's very important to check your guys' oil to make sure that you guys never run low. So with that, you guys, we're gonna go toss this out and get on our way, continue our day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate all of your support.
Like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Boom.